Solar brothers and sisters, good morning to all. Today's session is continuation of Halogen family. Last class we have discussed about general electron configuration of Halogen family, that is NS2NP5. Here what are the halogen family? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Among the halogen, fluorine exists -1 oxygen state because of absence of vacant d orbital. This does not undergo disproportionation reaction. All other elements undergo disproportionation reaction. What is a disproportionation reaction? A molecule or compound undergo both oxidation reduction takes place simultaneously. Then general properties of halogen family, that is atomic and ionic radius, ionization energy, electronegativity, bond dissociation energy, melting point and boiling point, enthalpy of fusion and vaporization. This order may be asked the 1 mark. Then preparation of halogen, preparation of fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, like that. Among all the halogen, chlorine is a more important. Physical property of chlorine already discussed. Now we are discussing about chemical properties of chlorine. First chemical property, reaction with metals, non-metals and metalloids. Second one, affinity for hydrogen. Third one, reaction with alkali. Next one, oxidizing property. Next one, bleaching action. Another one, reaction with dry slaked lime. Another one, substitution reaction. Last one, addition reaction. Among all the property, reaction with the alkaline oxidation property, bleaching agent is a very important. 1 more question may be asked. How to discuss one by one. First, reaction with the metals. For example, sodium react with the chlorine to formation of sodium chloride. Sodium, 1A family, that is a hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, valency 1. Chlorine is a halogen family, -1, both are is a neutralized to formation of NaCl as a salt. Balancing equation, how many chlorine here? 2 chlorine, here is a 1 chlorine, 2 times, here 2 times. Second one, reaction with the non-metals. Non-metal like phosphorus, maybe red phosphorus or white phosphorus, react with the chlorine, that is a heater, to formation of PCl3. PCl3 react with the excess of chlorine to formation of PCl5. PCl3 formed from the phosphorus in the presence of heat and chlorine. Balance equation, how many phosphorus? 4 phosphorus, here 1, 4 times. Chlorine is a 12, is a 6 times. Another one, metalloids. Silicon, arsenic, germanium, these are example for metalloid. What is the meaning for metalloid? Metalloid nothing but any substance or element which having the both metal and non-metal character. Best example, arsenic react with chlorine, arsenic valency plus 3 because nitrogen family. What are the nitrogen family? Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. So valency 3, it form AsCl3. Balance equation is a 3, here 2, 3 times, here 2. All the equation for the chlorine react with metals, non-metals and metalloids. Next property, affinity for the hydrogen. Chlorine has strong affinity for the hydrogen. It decomposes the hydrogen compound and forming HCl. First one, chlorine burns with turpentine. Formula C10H16. That is a molecular formula CnH2n minus 4. Here n is equal to 10, so C10, 2n means 20 minus 4, 60. This formula for the turpentine. This react with the chlorine, formation of HCl and carbon. These are the product. Balance equation. Here how many carbon? 10 carbon. Here 10 carbon. How many hydrogen? 16 hydrogen. 16 hydrogen. How many chlorine? 16 chlorine. You have to write 8. These are the balance equation. Next property, chlorine react with water. Chlorine react with water in the presence of sunlight to formation of HCl and liberation of oxygen. Generally, chlorine dissolve in water. This refers to chlorine water. Its color is yellow color and smell of chlorine. But this equation, chlorine dissolve in water in the presence of sunlight, oxygen gas only liberated and form the HCl. This is a special character. Balance equation, how many chlorine? 2 chlorine is a 2 times. How many oxygen? 1 oxygen. Here 2 oxygen, 2. Hydrogen 4. 4 hydrogen. Chlorine 4 is a 2 times. Another property. Reaction with ammonia. Chlorine react with the ammonia. There are 2 conditions. Condition number 1, when ammonia in excess, that is a chlorine react with ammonia, formation of nitrogen and ammonium chloride. First, chlorine react with ammonia, formation of HCl. HCl further react with ammonia to formation of ammonium chloride. One more question may be asked. Chlorine react with excess of ammonia to formation of nitrogen and ammonium chloride. Balance equation, how many ammonium? There is a 2 here, 1, 4. Most probably odd number not at balance, even number, that is a 4. Here is a 2 times. How many hydrogen? Is a 12 hydrogen. Here is a 8 hydrogen. Not at balanced. So 6. Here common nitrogen is a 6 nitrogen, common hydrogen is a 12 hydrogen, here 4, here is what 3. Common hydrogen, 12 hydrogen, here okay. 12 hydrogen, 12 hydrogen. Common nitrogen is a 12 nitrogen, hydrogen is a nitrogen 4, here 3 1. Not at balanced. Six. Here is a 4. Here common hydrogen 18 hydrogen. Here is 16 hydrogen. Not at balanced. So I have to increase the number 8. Common hydrogen 24 hydrogen. Here 6. 6 hydrogen. 6 4s are 24. 8 3s are 24. Hydrogen balance. Common nitrogen here 8 nitrogen, here 6, here 2. Common chlorine is a 6 chlorine, here only 2, so 3 times. When chlorine react with excess of ammonia, what is the product? Nitrogen and ammonium chloride. This type of question may be asked in the 1 mark. Another point number 2. When chlorine in excess, chlorine react with is ammonia to formation of NCl3 and HCl. This name nitrogen trichloride. Explosive compound. Maybe ask the 1 more question. NCl3 explosive compound because nitrogen valence is 3. Hydrogen valence, chlorine valence 1, cross multiplication. So NCl3. Balance equation. Here common hydrogen 3 hydrogen. Here 1 hydrogen 3 times. Common chlorine 6 chlorine. Here is what 2, 3. Common nitrogen 1 nitrogen and 1 nitrogen. In the property, reaction with the ammonia, there are 2 conditions. Ammonia excess, it form the N2 and ammonium chloride. When chlorine excess, it form the NCl3 and HCl. This type of question may be asked the NEET question. Okay. Another one. Reaction with H2S. That is a hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen valence 1, sulfur valence -2. So cross multiplication formula H2S. Chlorine react with H2S. Formation of HCl and sulfur. Balance equation. Common chlorine. Here 2 chlorine, here 1 chlorine. So 2 times 2 hydrogen and HCl. Chlorine is a greater affinity for the hydrogen. It decomposes the hydrogen compound and produce HCl. What are maybe all the equation produce? That is a HCl. So affinity for the hydrogen. Next, reaction with the alkali. It's a chlorine react with the alkali. There are 2 conditions. Cold dilute condition and hot concentrated condition. First one, cold dilute solution of alkali. Here, chlorine react with alkali, that is NaOH. Condition is cold condition. Formation of NaCl plus NaClO plus H2O. Chlorine pass through the cold dilute NaOH to formation of sodium chloride. Here chlorine valency -1. Here this chlorine valency 0. This chlorine valency 1 -2 is a +1. Same element simultaneously undergo reduced and oxidized This element undergo disproportionation reaction. Fluorine does not undergo disproportionation reaction because of absence of vacant d orbital. But remaining elements like chlorine, bromine, iodine undergo disproportionation reaction because of presence of vacant d orbital. It forms the p by d by multiple bond. Balance equation. Here how many sodium? 2 sodium is 2 times. How many hydrogen? 2 hydrogen. Here 2 hydrogen. How many oxygen? 2 oxygen. Here 1. Here 1. How many chlorine is 2 chlorine? Here 1. Here 2. Another one question. Chlorine react with CaOH twice. This one example for monoacetic base, that is a basicity 1. This one example for diacetic base, that is a basicity 2. This name sodium hydroxide, this one name calcium hydroxide. Another name slaked lime, milk of lime, lime water, all are same formula. What is the product? Ca, Cl2, Ca, OCl twice plus H2O. Sodium valency 1, calcium valency 2. So OCl is a twice, this valency minus 1, this valency plus 2 is a cross multiplication. Balance equation, how many calcium is a 2 calcium is a 2 times. How many hydrogen? 4 hydrogen, here is a 4 hydrogen. How many oxygen? 4 oxygen, here 4 oxygen, here 2, here 2. How many chlorine? 2 chlorine is what? Here 2, here 2, 4 chlorine, so 2 times. So chlorine react with the dilute alkali. What is the product? NaCl, here chlorine exhibit minus 1 oxygen state, here sodium hypochlorite, chlorine exhibit plus 1 oxygen state, here calcium hypochlorite, this one exists plus 1 oxygen state. Next, reaction with hot alkali. Chlorine react with NaOH, that is a hot concentrated alkali, formation of NaCl, NaClO3 plus H2O. These are the product. Chlorine, sodium hydroxide, sodium chloride, this one, sodium chlorate, formula NaClO3. One more question may be asked, what is the formula for sodium chlorate? Another one more question may be asked, what is the formula for sodium hypochlorite? This one example for sodium hypochlorite. This one example for sodium chlorate. Balance equation, how many sodium is a 2 sodium, here is a only 1 sodium, 2 times. How many chlorine? 2 chlorine is a 2 chlorine. How many oxygen? 2 oxygen, here is a 4 oxygen. So equation order to balance. So increase the even number, that is a 4. How many sodium is a 4 sodium, here is a 1, here is a 1, 2, so 3 times. 3, 1, 4. How many oxygen? 4 oxygen, here 4 oxygen. How many hydrogen? 4 hydrogen, here 2 hydrogen, 2 times. Chlorine, how many chlorine? 3 chlorine, here 1, 2 chlorine, 2. 4 chlorine, 3, 1, 4 chlorine. How many sodium is a 4 sodium, 3, 1, 4. How many oxygen? 4 oxygen, here 3, 5. Here 3 oxygen, here 5 oxygen, equation order to balance. So higher oxygen state, 6. How many hydrogen? 6 hydrogen, here right, 3 times. Here 6 sodium, here 1 is a here 5. How many chlorine? 5, here 1 6, so 3 times. How many oxygen? 6 oxygen, here 3, here 3. How many hydrogen? 6 hydrogen, here 6 hydrogen. Equation is a balance. Another one more. Chlorine react with CaOH twice, it forms the chlorine, calcium chloride, another one twice plus H2O. This one name calcium hydroxide, this one name calcium chloride, because the calcium valency plus 2, chlorine valency minus 1. This is a calcium chlorate, this one water. Same is 6 times, here is 5, here 1 is 6 times. How many hydrogen? 12 hydrogen, here is 6 times. How many oxygen? 6 oxygen. 6 oxygen, here 12 oxygen, here 6, 6 plus 2, 12 oxygen, here 2. So, equation ordered balanced. So calcium, here 1, 6 calcium, 6 times. Another one is oxygen is 2, 2 plus 6, 12. Here is what? 2. How many hydrogen? Here is 2 into 6, 12 hydrogen. Here is 6 times. How many oxygen? Is here 6, here 2, 8 oxygen. So equation ordered balanced. So write 3 times 3, here 3. How many chlorine? So how many chlorine here is 2, 6, 6, 18. 18 is what? 21. 21 is 21 divided by 2. So here 6, here is 5 times 6 calcium, here 1. How many hydrogen? 12 hydrogen, here 6, 12 hydrogen. How many oxygen here? That is 6, 6 calcium valency, here 2. Here 6, here equation should be balanced. Here chlorine, how many chlorine is here 6 chlorine, here is what? 10, 6 is 8. So chlorine react with alkali, formation of sodium chloride and sodium chloride. Another one is sodium chloride, this one calcium chlorate. Next, reaction with oxidizing property. Chlorine acts as an oxidizing property in the presence of moisture. Chlorine react with the moisture to formation of HCl and HOCl. Hydrogen chloride, this one is a hypochlorite. Balance equation, how many chlorine? 2 chlorine, here 1, here 1. How many hydrogen? 2 hydrogen, 2 hydrogen. This compound is an unstable compound. This unstable compound further decomposition will give the HCl and nascent oxygen. This nascent oxygen is a property of oxidizing property of chlorine. For example, Na2SO3 react with chlorine, water to formation of sodium sulfate and HCl. Oxidized sodium sulfite converted into sulfate. This one acts as an oxidizing agent, this one acts as a reducing agent. Balance equation, how many sodium? Here 2, here 2 sodium. 1 sulfur, here 1 sulfur. How many oxygen? Here 1, here 3, 4 oxygen. How many hydrogen? 2 hydrogen, here 2 chlorine. These are 2 times. This one best example for chlorine acts as a oxidizing property. Next chemical property. bleaching action. Chlorine acts as a bleaching action due to reduction of vegetable material in the presence of moisture. Chlorine react with the moisture, formation of HCl and nascent oxygen. Here common hydrogen, 2 hydrogen, 2 chlorine, 2 times. This is nascent oxygen. This nascent oxygen is a property for bleaching oxygen. For example, colored vegetable matter react with the nascent oxygen and formation of colorless vegetable matter. Is a colored vegetable matter react with the nascent oxygen to form the colorless vegetable matter. So chlorine acts as a bleaching oxygen. Chlorine is a powerful oxidizing agent and bleaching oxygen. This is an important property. Another one, reaction with dry slaked lime. Chlorine react with slaked lime, calcium hydroxide, that is a dry condition. Formation of calcium react with chlorine, calcium chloride and form calcium hypochlorite and the removal of water. Balance equation, common calcium, 2 calcium, here 1, 2 is a 2 times. Common hydrogen, 4 hydrogen, here 2 times. Common oxygen is a 4 oxygen, here 2 is a 4 oxygen. So chlorine gas pass through the tri-slaked lime, it forms the calcium chloride and the calcium hypochlorite. Actual composition of bleaching powder. That is a calcium chloride, calcium hydroxide, calcium hypochlorite and 2 times of water. Chlorine react with tri-slaked lime. This method it is used to preparation of bleaching powder. These are the composition for the bleaching powder. One more question may be asked. What is the actual composition of bleaching powder? Calcium chloride, calcium hydroxide, calcium hypochlorite and 2 times of water. One more question may be asked. 2 times or 3 times or 6 times. Here 2 times of water. Another one property, substitution reaction. Substitution takes place, there are 2 conditions. First one, reaction with the unsaturated hydrocarbon. What is an unsaturated hydrocarbon? CH2 double bond CH2. This name ethene. Carbon double bond. Here one is a sigma bond, another one is a bi bond. Among the 2 bond, bi bond is a weak bond. This undergo cleavage. React with the chlorine. Cl for at room temperature. That is a CH2, Cl. This is Cl. What's the correct name? 1, 2. 1, 2 dichloro ethane. Here 2 carbon, so ethane. Another one, reaction with non-metallic oxide. Here chlorine react with non-metallic oxide, that is a SO2 to formation of SO2Cl2. This one is a best reagent for the organic compound sulfuryl chloride. Chlorine react with NaNO. Formula NOCl. Another one is a chlorine react with COCl. This name phosgene. It is a poisonous compound. What is the formula? Phosgene COCl2. This name nitrosyl chloride. This name sulfuryl chloride. That is the equation. 2 chlorine, 2 chlorine, 2 oxygen, 2 oxygen, 1 sulfur. Here, common chlorine, 2 chlorine. Here 1 is a 2 times. Here 2 times. Chlorine is a 2, is a CO. This all are non-metallic oxide. Non-metallic oxide react with the chlorine to formation of, there is a poisonous component. Another one, addition reaction. Here is what addition reaction, here is what substitution reaction. So not substitution, here addition. Because of double bond undergo break, so this one is addition reaction. Here substitution reaction. Substitution means one atom can be replaced by another atom. For example, CH4 react with the chlorine to formation of CH3Cl and HCl. These are the equation. This name methane. This name methyl chloride. This reaction takes place in the presence of light. So substitution means atoms or group replaced by another atom's group. These are the chemical properties of chlorine. First chemical property, reaction with metal, non-metal and metalloid. Second chemical property, affinity for the hydrogen. Third chemical property, reaction with the alkali. Fourth one, oxidation property. Fifth one is a bleaching action. Sixth one is a addition reaction. Seventh one is what? Substitution reaction. These are the chemical properties of chlorine. Next, uses of chlorine. Chlorine used for purification of drinking water. This is point number 1. Point number 2. Chlorine, it is used to manufacture of organic compound. That is dyes, drugs, organic compound. That is chloroform, carbon tetrachloride, DDT, freon and bleaching powder. Another one, chlorine used for in the metallurgy extraction of some metals like gold and platinum. Extraction of metals like AU and PP. AU valency +1 and +3. For example, AuCl3 decomposed at 172 degrees Celsius or 175 degrees Celsius. It will be decomposed and chlorine gas. Here common chlorine, here 2, here 2, 4, here 6 chlorine, here 2, here 2. Again this compound AuCl3 heated at 185 degrees Celsius in the presence of chlorine to formation of AuCl2. Balance equation, so 2 chlorine, here 1, 2 times, 2 times. So in the metallurgy, extraction of noble metals like gold from the chlorine compound. These are the uses for chlorine. Another one more example, PtCl4. That is a platinum tetrachloride. Decomposes with at 374 degrees Celsius. Formation of PtCl2 and liberation of chlorine. Here 1 Pt, 4 chlorine, here 2, here 2. Again Pt dichloride heated at high temperature 582 degrees Celsius to formation of Pt and chlorine. So in the metallurgy, chlorine used for extraction of gold and platinum. Another one, preparation of poisonous gas. That is a carbon monoxide react with chlorine to formation of COCl2. That is a name, poisonous substance. That is a paspine. That is a paspine or pasgene. All are same. Another one, this one name nitromethane react with chlorine in the presence of NaOH. Functional group attached to the carbon carrying 3 hydrogen. 3 hydrogen can be replaced by the chlorine plus HCl. This name dear gas. That is a chloropicrine. That is a poisonous gas. Balance equation. Common hydrogen 3 hydrogen, here 3, 1 hydrogen, so 3 times. Common chlorine 6 chlorine, here 3 times. Remaining same. Another one, CH2 double bond CH2, that is a ethylene, react with polysulfur chloride compound. Polysulfur chloride compound. This bond undergo break to formation of CH2Cl, CH2, yes, CH2, this is CH2Cl. These are 2 times. This one, mustard gas. This also what a poisonous substance. This one used in the First World War in Germany. Another last point, chlorine used as a germicide and pesticide. These are the uses for chlorine. Let us recap the chemical properties of chlorine. Is among the chemical property, chlorine acts as a oxidizing property and reducing property. Another one important property, chlorine react with alkali. There are 2 conditions. Chlorine react with the cold NaOH. Cold NaOH will give a NaCl and NaClO. Here chlorine simultaneously reduced to chloride and oxidized to sodium hypochlorite and sodium chlorate. These are the important property. This type of question may be asked in the 1 mark. Another one, chlorine react with dry slaked lime. Actually, what is the actual composition of bleaching powder? That is a formula. CaCl2 tartar, CaOH twice tartar, CaOCl twice 2 times of water. These are the composition for bleaching powder. So chlorine used for manufacture of bleaching powder. Another one, chlorine is used for substitution reaction. Another one is addition reaction. Last finally uses. How to practice the organic and inorganic equation. You will get highest mark. Good luck.